BBC News has Martin Brundle's bottle of water.
Oh, Amanda.
Come on, Amanda.
We've got water coming everywhere now. Look at that.
Give us Martin Brundle's bottle of water. God bless you.
Thank you. There you go, boys.
Look,
Anybody else need any water?
Excellent. Well, we need this.
It's not as cold as that one.
So while we refresh ourselves, Ted, would you mind talking through the analysis for us?
Did Michael Schumacher cost Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button the race? You're probably going to give me one answer word, all of you. No chance?
No.
Okay, well, let's look at it.
Against Vettel?
Let's look at it. Against Vettel?
No chance.
Okay, let's look at it. They were stuck, Jenson Button was stuck behind Michael for 16 laps, and he cleared him. Now, during that time, we've got all the data here. Martin, you can go through it with me if you want. He was over a second slower. So Vettel's lap times, let's say lap 11, 128.5. Michael's lap time 129.5, that's a full second, and by extension then Lewis Hamilton's lap time 129.4, so that's just under a second, and Jenson Button 129.0. Button got past him in what, 3 corners?
Yeah.
Okay, so that it didn't cost, maybe it cost Button a second a lap for 16 laps, and he finished 9 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel. So Vettel was obviously cruising at the end.
Yeah. There's so many aspects there. You don't know if Vettel had been put under pressure, if his car would have been quite so strong. But Jenson was a long time before he caught the back of that pack. He didn't really pounce on them, did he, until the fight became quite strong. But I don't know. I don't think anybody was going to beat Vettel today, but I like the numbers.
So is then the question about Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton was stuck behind Michael Schumacher until lap 27. And lost all that time. And then, as we said, the McLaren team said he needed motivation then to get up, and he needed encouraging to get up and challenge Alonso.
Can we just show the camera the information that you've got there, Ted? Because it's very difficult sometimes for you guys at home to say, well, the race happened for this reason or for that reason, because you're only seeing the pictures at home. But this is the kind of information that the teams are receiving. Yeah,
it doesn't look very sexy. It's just a load of numbers. But it is absolutely key. It's a lap chart, and those who are old-fashioned keep their own lap charts in the media centre, and it gives lap 1 to 10, and then it gives the numbers. It's very old-fashioned. Gives the numbers of each car. So you see there, I've just highlighted lap 16. And in the lead is number 1, that's Sebastian Vettel. Second place is number 5, that's El Cinque, as they call him, that's Fernando Alonso. And immediately then, it was number 7, which is Michael Schumacher on lap 15, but I've circled it because it's number 4, that's when Jenson Button manages to get past him, and it goes all the rest of it. And the other one is the other important one, the race history chart, and that just gives you the picture of the race on each lap. So you've got on lap, say, I was talking about 11, number 1 was Sebastian Vettel, and he was doing a 128.5, and then number 5, Alonso was doing a 29.4, and so on and so forth.
And that sort of stuff is essential for understanding the race, because it's very easy to switch off the television as the cars go over the checkered flag and say, well, Sebastian Vettel's better than everybody else. But only when you get your hands on that kind of information can you properly tell the story of what's happened during a Grand Prix.
Well, we're talking about all sorts. You know, Perez could crash. We're watching wheels come off cars, and then you might miss something that's happened. So yeah, you have to comb through this. The answers are all in here, Joe.
Tragically, I think the numbers are sexy, especially if there's enough zeros after them. Just coming back to the question, Ted. For me, if anyone here, I'd like to hear from them, is suggesting you win the race in the slowest possible time. That's what Sebastian did. That's all he was required to do. He drove a magnificent race, controlled from the front. If you're trying to tell me that was his ultimate pace, I think you're wrong. I think that Sebastian just cruised all the way through the race, not just at the end. He drove brilliantly.
In my loft, I've got, at the end of the season, they used to send you every driver's lap from every race of the Grand Prix and put it in a book. It's about 3 inches thick.
And you've still got it?
Yeah, they're up in the loft. Yeah, I might make £3 on it one day.
I'll just leave you with a thought then that was Jenson Button coming into us. I'll just leave you with a thought then that McLaren, by their own admission, say that they were racing the wrong person today. They didn't expect to be racing the Mercedes. They didn't set their car up for that. They were expecting to race the Red Bull with the car and the setup that they've got. And now Jenson Button's giving me evils because I'm talking.
No problem. Well, it's the perfect time to talk about that. Jenson Button.